Hey guys, it's Jonathan McCormack. I'm an attachment specialist in New York. You can find me at attachmenthealinghelp.com. This is kind of part three as I'm going over the book Insecure in Love by Dr. Leslie Dare Phelps. And this is about, and I'll give a meditation vaguely based on what she says. And this is about kind of cognitive reframing. In other words, you're pretty much preconditioned to see people in a certain way. You know, if you're preconditioned to see someone as emotionally unavailable, all the little signs that they're emotionally unavailable will light up, and that's all you'll see. And that happens a lot. We have to get into a new framework. So you might think positively of your partner at the beginning. This happens all the time. My partner's great. I love my partner. And then like 4 months later, like, no, they are the devil. And clearly I have angered God because this is a curse. And it's like, well, what happened? I don't understand. Well, what happens is that you have this confirmation bias. And so as time went on, you dismissed and ignored all the positive things. And you hyper focused on the negative things. So eventually, of course, if you think emotionally unavailable, even if there's some truth to that, you're going to make it happen, you know? So what we want to do is kind of balance that. 'Cause we do are bent a certain way. If we feel we're unlovable, everything that happens will kind of sort of interpret that way. You know, it could be like, oh, look, I blew out a tire. Yeah, God has rejected me. Great. Whatever happens, you kind of interpret it according to that belief. Um, and this, both people can do this, and it's just kind of in this insane loop. Dr. Phelps, she talks about. She's like, well, every time Jane sees Dick, she tries to avoid him. Okay, well, because of that, you see, as he's being avoided, every time Dick sees Jane, he ridicules her. And of course, that makes Jane feel very inferior. So she avoids Dick. You see how this works, right? So, but both people actually like that. There might have been some innuendos in that. I just noticed, but both people would actually prefer this. They actually want that. Why? That is safe. That feels very safe. They get confirmed what they expect. This is how I see reality. Reality's working that way. Oh, I guess I got things figured out here. And now I know how to respond. And the universe is predictable. Everyone hates me, and indeed, everyone hates me. Every person will just rip out my heart, and as long as that keeps happening, confirmed, I'm pretty safe here. So both. That's why it's so hard to get when people are in bad relationships. So hard to change, because it's like a mobile, above like a kid's whatever the heck. You mix one, and it just goes this way. So this person gets healthy, this person turns them back, and that's kind of how it works. Because neither wants it, so it's very, very difficult. Um, I mean, people do come to me, and I say, I'm healing the attachment with yourself, your wounded child parts, so on and so forth. They want the answer, They want the answer to the relationships, But well, actually, usually I give it to them, and they don't want that either. They want a better answer, which is, you could do that. The boy up the road for like extra $100 will give that to you. So basically, you usually treat others in a way that fits your self perceptions. And then when you get those reactions, you feel validated. It feels very comfortable, familiar, even painful. Yeah, this pain. Oh, I know this despair. Back home. Um, because that's so comforting, you usually stay in the relationship. And any positive changes are met with resistance. You know, this happens a lot in the pursuit withdrawal. something like the anxious and the avoidant, you know, the person's very desperate, so she fights for her relationship, making tons of concessions. Okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, and then making all these concessions. At the same time, an anxious person will make a lot of demands, and they'll expect to get them. Why? Because they're doing X, Y, and Z, all these things. You might not even ask them to do that. They're doing it, whether you want it or not, and that means you owe them. And they're doing this because they feel so insecure. They want to make sure you owe me. I never owe you. You owe me. Yeah. But that, of course, leaves that person lonely and reinforces all her negative thinking. And because she's in her own pain, or his own pain, you're unable to recognize their distress. I just described this anxious person very distressed, but the other person is very distressed and going through a lot of pain. That's the avoidant. Avoidants don't got a lot of love. I love them. I like everyone though, but so he will withdraw then, and she won't be able to see that pain. She'll be like, he's withdrawing because he's in pain, or she's withdrawing. No, that's not what they'll see. The relationship's over. When you're so distressed, you can barely see the other person. Some of these relationships are basically like two neuroses banging against each other. Neuroses with benefits, or I don't know. And of course, over the years, though, what's funny is the avoidant person become very distant, and avoidance can become very hostile, very caustic, And the anxious person gets very upset, very upset. Finally, the anxious person is like, screw this, I am gone. Leaves, goes to leave. Oh, then the avoidant person becomes the pursuer for the first time. You're always trying to pursue, and he's always distancing. And then she leaves, or he leaves. And then, oh, Lord, it just flips around, So, but here's a meditation we can do. The next time you're triggered, next time there's a conflict, eventually, as this goes on, you'll be able to do this at the moment. You won't be so swarmed with energy. You'll be able to separate yourself from it to get a different perspective. But it takes a little practice. So let's just do this meditation. Let's get into the meditative posture with your back straight but loose. Shoulders back and down. You can just start bringing awareness into the body, bringing the awareness in, going in, deeper, deeper down. And we're going to begin with 3 deep breaths. So go ahead and take a super deep breath. Hold below the belly and slowly release. Good. And now another super deep breath. Hold below the belly and slowly release. Good. Third one. Deep breath. Hold on and release. Yeah. And let's start moving the awareness through the body. And you can begin by focusing on your forehead. Just noticing any tension there. And then moving down around your eyes, softening the eyes, down to the cheeks, softening the cheeks, down into the jaw. Jaw is becoming loose and soft, and a wave of loving awareness moves down your neck, into your shoulders, all the way down your arms. You feel it to the tips of your fingers. And now you bring your awareness to life in your torso. And you picture going down your back. Imagine this warmth moving down your torso, down your spine, all the way down. Loosen the belly, loosen the hips. A rolling wave of warmth moving down your legs. Down, down your calves, all the way down to your feet, firmly planted on the ground, like roots of a tree. And now, I'd like you to find a place in your body that's particularly safe, particularly relaxed. And I don't know where it will be, but you can scan from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes, back up, and then all the way down. At least find a place that's neutral. And I just want you to know that you can go to that place of relaxation that lives right in your body. You can get so close to it, you can even become that sense of relaxation. Yeah. So now, bring up the conflict with your partner. Go there now in your mind. See them, see their face. Was there yelling, misunderstanding, ignored? Go to the conflict. And being there now, watch their face or your face. Notice the sensations at first. Being there now, what sensations are you feeling? Yeah. Note them in your body. Now, what emotions are coming up? As you're there in this conflict, what emotions? And you can name them. And now, what beliefs are coming up? What are your thoughts when this is going on? What about him or her? Thoughts about yourself. Take a moment and really notice all these beliefs and thoughts. Yeah. 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 And now, go back to a memory where you were very strong, very certain. And it could be anything. It could be while cooking. This time where you felt your best adult self. Yeah. And notice how that feels. Notice how you held yourself. And what are the feelings in your body? Confidence, relaxed. Do you feel competent? Yeah. This is your best adult self. And now look at that memory of that conflict. Looking at it from the outside, you see yourself and your partner. How do you see yourself expressing the problem? What does that look like? As you see yourself acting. And what do you think your partner is feeling? See his or her face. He's there. She's there. What's he feeling? What are the emotions going through him or her? Yeah. Now, what do you think they're thinking? What thoughts or beliefs might they have? As you see them, you can really see into their heads. And you could tell. And how does your partner respond? How does he or she act? Yeah. And now, imagine how you would like to feel. How would you like to feel at the end of this conversation? Would you like to feel understood, known, proud, confident, loving, understand? How would you like to feel? Go ahead and name at least 5 emotions, how you'd like to feel if this ended perfectly, this conflict. How would you like to walk away feeling? Ideally. And now, whatever those emotions were, try to feel them in your body. If you say courage, where do you feel that in your body? Pride. Love. Go ahead. Say each word and find it in your body. And now, redo the scene. Only you're there. And redo it so you witness what you want to witness. You say what you want to say. Do it in a way that at the end, you have all those feelings. How would that happen? I don't know. But your beautiful mind will come up with a scenario. Go ahead and replay that now. Imagine what you'd say, what they'd say. And then ask yourself, what else do you need? What else do you need to get those feelings? What do you need to happen? Does he have to say something else? She have to, or do? Do you need a hug? What do you need to hear? Just so you can experience those emotions, ideally, to set the intention. Just imagining the perfect thing. And whatever you need, make that happen. Yeah. And you can just finish up. And when you're done, and it feels right, but take your time, when it feels right, it feels good, and you can see yourself acting that way, and it feels right, you can start coming back. Come back. And when you're ready, come back to the room, eyes open, you're back in the present, today, with all these insights remembered by the body, because the body remembers. Okay, I appreciate you guys. So the next one will be, I think, the 4th in the installment, and it will be about what to do to get lasting security, and we'll have another meditation.